From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Who has the right of way here?
He does.
A moose on the loose in Bozeman. We'll fill you in on the outcome of that story here in just a moment.
I'm Joe St. George. President Biden wants more of America's electricity to come from places like this. But what do wind farms do to a community? We take you to wind country next.
I'm wondering if he means Livingston or Madison Valley. I don't know.
Never know.
Winn County, that would be it. Chet and Matt Elwell with you here. Little snow remains on the ground. Depending on where you are, your roads could be slick, so I suggest you take it slow. What's your hurry? It's Friday. Why are you hurrying to get to work
exactly.
on Friday? Take all the time you need.
There are some slick areas to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about this. I want to start out with temperatures because temperatures are into the 20s. Cool enough that we could see some ice on the area roadways. We've had some showers across the area. In fact, Bozeman Pass reporting slush and ice, a little bit of black ice on Homestake Pass, but you can see the snow really impacting Gallatin Canyon and the surrounding area. Areas like Norris Hill may be a little icy as well, so keep that in mind. Most of the main arteries are doing all right. It doesn't look all that impressive on Futurecast. There's a tight time frame between 9 and 11 that we could see a few areas dealing with some icy conditions this morning as we transition to some warmer temperatures for the afternoon. I expect daytime highs to be into the 50s, and you look at Butte, again, wet roadways, again, could be some ice. Tomorrow, if you're heading to the Cats Vandals game, it's going to be breezy. You won't want to miss that forecast, of course, coming up in just a few minutes.
There you go. Bullwinkle.
Oh.
That is the world's famous moose. This wasn't bullwinkle, but we had some for drivers on 19th Avenue in Bozeman yesterday. Take a look. This moose wandered in for the safety of the moose and people. It had to be tranquilized. Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks game warden got the dart in the hip, and then the moose does a little running around until the tranquilizer takes over. You'll see the moose starts to feel the effects and is down just left of the subway in the parking lot. Keep an eye on this here as this all unfolds. There you go. Have a seat and wait and watch, see what happens. That's the tranquilizer there. Great video there on that one. We appreciate that very much. As you can see, it takes 8 people to load up the moose. 8 people to load a moose into this special moose carrier. Jeez. Another big effort to get it into the back of a vehicle. You'll see that here in just a moment as well. This is no easy feat, by the way. Not something you train for either, by the way. No, it does not. But again, this video coming yesterday over off of 19th here in Bozeman. They do finally get it in the back of that trailer. One of the wardens told our photographer, David Rivers, who got these exclusive pictures, that they'll relocate it to the mountains nearby and not too far away. All's well that ends well for that moose. Meantime, for only the second time this year, visitation fell off from a year ago in Yellowstone National Park. In October, the number of visits to the park dropped 12% from a year ago. The only other month that saw a drop in 2021 was February, which, by the way, also fell off by about 12%. Yellowstone already, though, at an all-time high visits in 1 year, with nearly 4.8 million people passing through the gates so far. It has eclipsed the previous high set back in 2016. That's some people asking if the park could surpass 5 million visits this year. That seems unlikely. Here's why. Right now, visits are up about 14% from the previous record, again back from 2016. If you apply that same increase to the number of visitors who went to the park in November and December of that year, it will leave Yellowstone almost 160,000 visits short of hitting 5 million. Park again would still end the year more than 600,000 visits ahead of the next busiest year. 6:34 now, ahead of Veterans Day. U.S. Senator John Tester spoke in Helena about a bill that would provide health care to millions of veterans who were exposed to invisible harm during their service. MTN's Sam Hoyle has that story.
Veterans Day provides an opportunity to pay respects to those who have served and potentially lost their life for this country. For many men and women service members, their time in the military left them with wounds both visible and invisible.
Some of these manifest years later, as mine have. Years later after your military service, the Agent Orange in my case. All the folks that served in the Middle East and Afghanistan, hopefully they'll benefit from this new bill because it has been a challenge to navigate through the process.
Vietnam veteran Dave Powell is one of the many veterans that are suffering from the effects of toxic exposure after being exposed to Agent Orange. Powell is a supporter of legislation unveiled by U.S. Senator Jon Tester back in May that would improve benefits to veterans who became ill after being exposed to toxic chemicals. It's called the Cost of War Act. If it becomes law, it would provide immediate and lifelong VA health care access to veterans impacted by exposure to toxic chemicals, including millions of Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. Establish a presumption of service connection, a condition, and toxic exposure. Focus federal research to support toxic exposure veterans and ensure that toxic exposure framework is based on sound science. At an event with Senator Tester and Helena on Tuesday, Montana VFW Adjutant Tim Peters noted the bill is important because it helps cover the unavoidable risks of war.
If you get shot and you're bleeding, that's a very easy thing to recognize and understand that we need to take care of that. But when you have something that you can't see, you can't identify what it is or what caused it, it makes it more difficult. Exposure to a toxin could take decades to show up in a person, in a veteran. So that's why it's important to get it in there.
Senator Tester was in Helena highlighting the bill ahead of Veterans Day and said it's about making sure veterans who put themselves in harm's way while serving are taken care of.
This day is more about than just paying our respects. It's about doing right by the service and paying the continuing costs of war.
Tester noted the cost of the bill across 10 years will be approximately $430 billion, and that while there has been some pushback in regards to the cost, he believes many taxpayers will be willing to take that on. Reporting in Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN News.
All right, thank you, Sam. 6:36 now. How should our country generate the energy and electricity needed to heat our homes? For years, fossil fuels like coal and natural gas have been the main source, but President Biden's economic spending plans, which could get a vote in the House next week, calls for more wind turbines. So what would that look like, and how could it benefit your town? Our Joe St. George headed to rural Texas to find out.
It's windy. It feels like a fall day in Texas.
Alito Castillo is taking us for a walk, and while there are plenty of windy cities around the country,
We have an awesome wind turbine.
it's doubtful wind is as much a part of life in your town as it is here in Taft, Texas.
As you can see from my hair blowing around, there's a lot of wind.
Castillo's family has lived here for generations, but these wind turbines have only been around 10 years or so. In total, there are around 200 of them, which averages out to be about one turbine for every 15 people who live in this small town. Each one's around 400 feet. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty.
We are taking something that is provided to us naturally and using it for energy.
2020 produced a record amount of new wind power installations in our country. Even in the middle of a pandemic, it accounted for 42% of all new sources of energy last year. But the extent in which wind production grows even more,
So this climate crisis is an enormous opportunity,
is very much dependent on whether President Biden gets his spending package through Congress. That bill is separate from the infrastructure bill, which is already passed. Currently, it contains $235 billion worth of tax incentives for renewable energy, meant to encourage companies to make more investments in projects like this.
It's an industry that supports not only the landowner.
Sergio Contreras is with Rio Grande Valley Partnership. He says wind turbine construction doesn't just create jobs in places where there are few, it creates new forms of tax revenue. The county government where these were built has received over $40 million from the operator since 2006. It's also transforming education.
So the community colleges have implemented brand new programs to provide this workforce. A 2-year program will produce a worker that's going to be paid about $55,000.
As for Castillo,
The tank farms over there.
she admits the town isn't entirely relying on wind. After all, Texas is still drilling plenty of oil. But she says if her town can contribute just a little more to the environment, your town can too.
If Texas can do it, anybody can do it.
In Taft, Texas, I'm Joe St. George.
6:39, what you're looking at is the winner. That's this year's Christmas stroll poster titled Tree Decor in the Bow Zone by Lorraine Hartman. She's a Montana born and raised graphic designer, MSU graduate. Stroll, by the way, this year set for Saturday, December 4th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. As always, Santa Claus starts the fun, heads down Main Street, Christmas carolers, holiday lights. You can buy your buttons after Thanksgiving at a number of Bozeman places. Christmas stroll, December 4th. All right, time for a quick break here on Montana This Morning.